Hey everybody, Picky Old Gamer here, and yeah, I haven't made a video in over a week. Work's been kind of hectic, and I don't know if you know what this thing is, which is you watch this video, I've been playing this a lot. So it's been taking up a lot of my time. We're going to have game ramblings today. We're going to talk about a week with the Switch, and I'm putting this together because I like to have it as a nice thing I hold up here while I talk. And the Switch overall has had a great launch, but how has it been for me with 1 week into it? Now this video is going to go up after Game Ramblings. This is an epically geeky video, but it also, we've already probably talked about some of these things, but let me talk about my week with the Switch. I'm going to do the bad, the meh, or the okay, and then the great. The bad, I can list them out: Joy-Cons and their issues, dock scratchings, dead pixels, and then everything else, all the broken systems and locking up people getting them out of box. Now let me hit dead pixels and the broken systems. Doing this type of manufacturing, mass production, a brand new system, it happens. No, I am not defending Nintendo, but the Sony had the blue light to death, red light of death, had disc issues. Xbox One had infinite reboot issues, disc grinding issues. And I know I missed some. You don't believe me? Go to Google, set it back like to 2013, and look up issues, and people will list these out. I found the websites. I'm going to put them below. I'm going to make sure I put them below before I post this. But a lot of us forget all these issues. There's HDMI syncing issues with the PS4. I had this on my LG TV. I'd swap to it. Colors would be fucked up. Lose all the sound. Had to swap back and forth. And it happened on a lot of people's machines. And I was on the forums and it happened. But doesn't mean Sony and Microsoft systems suck. But thankfully, people are calling in and getting replacements, and Nintendo support's been pretty good. Now, Nintendo's attitude toward dead pixels is kind of an asshole attitude. It's just the way it is. You should, it should be fine. Call in and complain. Say, no, I want a new system. I don't like their response there. But Reggie's response about how Nintendo is going to handle these other issues, they're wanting to hear from him. And Nintendo is listening. I just think some of their responses, they need to come out and respond better. Don't blame the customers. You open this and get this motherfucker out. That box back there got opened by all these people, or their multicolor one. It should be working fine. It doesn't work all the time. Things happen, but don't blame the customers. But thankfully, they're going to be replacing systems. If you got a broken one, just get it replaced, and hopefully your Switch experience will get better. The two main issues I'm going to talk about is Joy-Cons. There is an issue. Period. I've had it. I just undocked it there when I was sitting here playing these in my Joy-Con dock, or Joy-Con grip, excuse me. I call it docking it here or docking it there, but it's a grip. I've had the left one just stop responding a little bit and then come back. And I figured out, I'm a big fat guy. I sit back on my couch. I put my feet up on an ottoman we have right there that my wife and I can share. And I might just sit there and be like this and just kind of like lean it down. And sometimes my back is from sitting in this chair all day working. It kind of hurts. And I figured out I could cut it, I put it up on my legs. Fat or skinny, the human body absorbs, the signals coming from when they're docked here or in your hands. The thing about it is, this could have been completely not an issue if Nintendo would have designed it better. Because I'm going to put a picture up here. Spawnwave was shown taking this thing apart. I watched his videos, and go watch his videos down below, or just search it. He took it apart and found the left one just had an antenna printed on the circuit board. That means an antenna could be put on the circuit board without having like a real antenna, a piece of wire coming out of it. He soldered a wire because he knows how to do this. He repairs consoles. He works on things. I'm not a person that could do that. I could do it. I can open up stuff and work on it if I need to. I usually work on bigger things like servers, big full, machines. The small stuff and soldering, it's been a while since I've done it. And he put just a little piece of wire, 2 or 3 inches, tucked it down the side here. He couldn't even get it to stop unless he went all the way down his hall and went around a corner. Nintendo, you fucked up. You cheapened out. And when we had the preview, or people had the preview devices before the 3rd, I can't find it. Go research. It's been on Reddit, and it's got so lost on Reddit. People were saying, yeah, I went to a Switch event, and they had problems. And I forgot to tell you that my left one, I didn't grab my phone, but I was sitting there in the grip, playing. The left one stopped completely working. It happens. People aren't lying. I had to get up, undock this son of a bitch, plug it into the Switch, undock it, and go back to my grip, and she was happy-go-lucky. It's happened once. Nintendo, you're cheap. Stop doing this. You are going to be replacing some of these. I was talking to some friends on Friday, and somebody said, no, they're not going to recall them. Everybody's opinion. They may not recall. They will be replacing. They may wait for you to call, and Nintendo support's open. I thought about calling. But are they just going to give me another set of Joy-Cons that are not fully fixed? I'm kind of waiting. But they will. Nintendo, you will be fixing this. You cannot sell it defective and say, oh, well, there's laws against that. And I hope you get it fixed quickly and people just call in and say, hey, I don't care, send me a box. I'll give you these 2 Joy-Cons, you send me the new revamped ones, and we're done. And even give us choices to get other colors if we want to. If not, they'll say, hey, 1-for-1 swap. That's good. Okay. You're going to have to replace them, Nintendo. I don't have a Pro Controller. I'm not getting one right now. That's $70. And I like the solution I got right now. I'm using it as is. Whatever is in those boxes in a game console box should work. I shouldn't have to buy other stuff. PlayStation, Sony, Nintendo, PlayStation, Sony, Microsoft, Sony, all of them. You shouldn't have to buy extra hardware to make it work. But having it like this and docking it, what Cyrus Martin, a lot of people do, and then just pick up your Pro Controller is nice. And if it's like this, there is no drops. There's physical connection. But that's no excuse for the Joy-Cons failing. As you can see here, it's on the edges. It's got a little bump. I can't get those out, but I bought a screen protector day 1. But my screen is fine, but people's are scratching. In the dock. And you look in the dock, it's not formed well. It's kind of half-assed. Nintendo, microfiber cloth is cheap. Why don't you put 2 big rails for microfiber or make it actually just flat? No funky edges, very little, it should be right there to where it barely moves, and it's all covered with a microfiber. You can't scratch it, yet you built that. They're sold out now, and Nintendo says due to being sold out. I don't believe you, Nintendo. I don't believe you, Reggie. You're fixing them. You're redesigning, and you're not going to say it because you're Nintendo. You're like Apple. You don't want to admit something. You're holding the phone wrong. No, your antennas were broke, Apple. Your Joy-Cons are broke, Nintendo. Some of them are, and some of your docks are not doing well. Those are the bad. And those last 2, I don't make it. I'm not defending Nintendo. You fucked up, and you need to fix it. And the other big issues, just replace people's console and give them a good experience. So, this thing, I have said this and said this. This was included. It's a cheap piece of shit. It's not a piece of shit. I take that back. It's a cheap, pretty well made stand-in. Again, I keep doing this because that box should include everything I need. Well, you need to just go up there and put them on the Switch, Big Yo Gamer. Yeah, I was really tired one evening, and my wife and I watched some TV. She goes, "I'm just gonna go read, or I'm gonna do some stuff." She was doing some stuff on her computer. I started playing. I'm playing Zelda. Ding, 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 ding. Low power. So I could have went into this mode but I don't even think it don't charge unless I plug it in. So I don't have extra USB-C cables yet. So I basically just shut down Zelda, paused it or put it to sleep, went and docked it, and didn't play anymore. Where if I had the charging one and you put it in the box, I could just went and kept on playing like every other console out there. You want to add another 30 for power? No, fuck you, Nintendo. That was cheap. It works. It's not a piece of shit. It's just lazy. You're getting dinged by lazy stuff. Online is still very early. The online app for the phones says now summer on their website. Fast RMX is the only one I have that's online, and multiplayer is just very basic. Now that's based on the developer, but is it? The Friends abilities is coming. Now Bomberman is supposed to have all that, but I was seeing some pictures, people having issues with it. I knew this is going to be a beta from here until fall. I was hoping you'd have it flushed out a little more. But it is free right now, and I know why it's free, because you haven't got it fixed. So that's kind of a eShop is pretty good, but I made a mistake and charged my card 3 times for Fast RMX because I screwed up the zip code. And why I screwed up the zip code is my zip code where I live with my parents is 2 digits off, and literally the last 2, you take my parents' zip code, you take the last 2 digits and swap them. That's where my wife and I live. Every so often, if you said something for 20 something, about 20 something years, and through college and everything else, you kind of say your own phone number. It's human nature. But that ended up charging my card, and I had to wait 2 or 3 business days to get it back. Nintendo, why are you charging people's cards, even though it was my screw up, if the information was incorrect? I don't know. Nothing major, just be careful entering your stuff. Don't be stupid like me, because Nintendo will charge you, and then it'll have to fall off as a pre-authorization. I can't go into the Switch thing. I should be able to go in there and enter in my card correctly, and it'd be saved, but it won't let me do that. And the final thing is kind of a meh. It's the prices of the eShop. Not the main game. Zelda's $60 at $60. I still think eShop versions should be $4 or $5 cheaper. Nobody's doing that, but Setsuna is $40. It's been out on other systems. Why is it $40? Neo Geo games are $8? Fuck. No, I'm not buying them. I don't even think that, and they have multiplayer locally. People can break the Joy-Cons off and play like, what am I trying to say? Oh yeah, Metal Slug. Is it online? Don't think so. And you don't charge $8. No. So those are the meh things. Now, what about the good? The rest of it is great. Because for me, the only main issue, and I'm talking about a real negative, is Joy-Con issues. And if your system came and it worked and you don't have any Joy-Con issues, then the negatives are not there. The meh or the okay stuff is up to you. That's my personal opinion. Doesn't mean I hate the system. This is a badass system, and it's a great launch. It beat the Wii's launch. People saying it won't do no good. Yeah, you're eating your words now. It's doing great. It's not perfect, but this hardware is great. There was just a news story. I've shared it with my friends. There's a firmware bug that it's actually eating some of the GPU power. It's actually going to increase in power. I don't care that it's not a PS4. I don't care if it's an Xbox One. It can produce some bitchin' ass graphics. And I don't even know what's going to be coming with stuff. It's full Unreal Engine and Vulkan API. It's going to look great. Zelda was a Wii U conversion, and it was done very quickly. And it still has a couple hiccups in frame rate. Very small, here and there. It does have some that is irritating, but not that bad. This is a powerhouse. This is an NVIDIA powerhouse with full cartridge support and revolutionary Joy-Cons that need fixing, but nobody has this. It's great. $300 is not a bad price. I think this should not be in there, but again, Nintendo will one day put the charging grip in there. So do you need this console? Well, if you have all the other Nintendo stuff and the Wii U, you may not want to buy it right now. But if you haven't had a Nintendo console in a while, or you just want to support them, then it's up to you. Do you want to be able to play all your games for Nintendo? And I know your past stuff on the other consoles can't play yet. The Virtual Console, Virtual Console is still coming. But you can just, you pick up your console, and I have put a lot of hours into this. I made myself, not because I just didn't think about it. Zelda on this is brilliant. Fast RMX, Shovel Knight, that's all the games I got right now. Every game is going to be awesome, and there's no lack of quality so far. I mean, and it's just scaled down to where it looks brilliant. Nobody's got that. If Sony pulls out this whatever they made in that patent, it's probably not going to be as good. I don't care. I don't think it will be. Nothing against Sony. You're not going to get everything like Call of Duty, Battlefield, highest end stuff. But Capcom's looking to support. They're trying to bring Resident Evil 7 to this. You're going to get a lot of games that may not be, pretty much, if you're going to be a gamer that wants a little bit of everything, you want a Nintendo system, you have a Switch, either a PC, or pick your poison on Microsoft Sony system. 2 systems, and you can play all your stuff. But you're going to end up, more than likely, if it comes out on both any type of console, you're going to pick up the Switch version because you can pick the damn thing up and take it to work, and on your lunch break play your games. I saw on Reddit a trucker actually had his Switch mounted in there to where he was at stops, and there's places where truckers have to stop and unload, and they just have to wait a lot. He can play his Switch while he travels. This is the power of this system. It's not a PS4, not Xbox One. It can't compete. But it's a different animal. Now, I've said this for a long time since we figured out it's going to be a hybrid. We can't compare them. And if any of that sounds intriguing, then buy one. If it don't, wait. So that's my week with the Switch. The bad is not that bad. If you have Joy-Con issues, it does suck. I do, but they're not that bad. The dock scratching, until Nintendo fixes it, just buy a screen protector. Screen protector went on this bitch before I even docked it. Moot point. I know, and it's not an answer to Nintendo's half-assed design of the dock. It's not. If you had other bad systems, just send it back and get you a new one. Be patient. I know you may want to hate on them, but Sony and Microsoft had the same shit with their other consoles. Just everybody wants to forget about them. The small little things I gripe about, Joy-Con grip, the online stuff, it's just my thing. It's still great, but the system is a success. It's selling out. It's beating the Wii. It's a great machine. So that's my my impressions of the Wii. A week with the Switch. What do you want me? What can I give it? I can't give it a number easily, but it's around an 8.5 out of 10. Just because of this knocks off a little bit. If I run it all the way down, I have to stop playing and dock. I don't like that. A whole point comes off for the Joy-Con issues. If you have Joy-Con issues, you have scratching issues, any of that balls up to a whole point. I'm not doing a 6 or 7. A 7 is what IGN gave it. I don't care. They're just haters. They like to hate on one thing and like on another thing. It's their opinion, but I think it's shit. It's an 8.5 to a 9. I can't narrow it down, but all the little bugs and issues knock it down a good point. Maybe it's a 9. I really enjoy it. See, I can't figure out a number. It's between 8.5 and 9. I just flip-flop. It's a great system. If you want one, find one, pre-order it, or just click on Amazon or any of your Target or Best Buy and just wait till they get some in stock and get you one. I appreciate everybody watching. Everything should have come up on the screen. Subscribe and share. Let me know what you think. This is just an opinion. You don't have to agree with it. But I'm not going to bash, I don't bash Nintendo to bash them, but when they fuck up, they got to call them out. I support gamers. I support you as gamers. And the launch is really good, a little rough, but it will get fixed. All right, everybody. Pick Gamer. Out.